Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today we are going to shift gears a little bit, not in this episode, but another episode. We're going to do part of our DIY series on how to do something, and I'll share my experience of doing some home maintenance or home projects with you. But this episode right here is a continuation of how to get rid of those critters out of our yard. Well, anyway, yesterday, and I will show you after the intro, I will show you what I did for setting up the cage that came in, the trap, and I will show you how I deployed it, and I will show you how the critters got one up on me last night. But not a disaster, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and get today's video started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Well, this morning I'm starting out in the park area behind the garage in the very far back corner of our backyard. This is where I set up our trap. Remember, if you look over, I don't know if you can see over my shoulder over here, a little pond in the background. But that's where the raccoons, that's where the critters sneak through the fence back here. Sometimes they walk through the pond and then they crawl through and they go over to the big pond where the koi are, and they try to make themselves a fish fillet dinner. So anyway, so far we've been pretty fortunate. We haven't had any big tragedies. Just remember the one small goldfish that they picked up about a week ago. Well, anyway, yesterday the product came in, the trap came in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a short review of that trap from the time we received it to putting it together, the assembly, which really wasn't much of assembly. It's just basically setting it up, and some of my observations of the shipment, how it was set up, and how I deployed it. Now, I will show you that real quick, and then what I will do is after I show you that short clip, I will show you after I deployed it last night what the results were. Well, now, UPS just dropped this box off. This is the trap, the critter trap for the raccoons. And this was the condition the box came in. And I asked the UPS driver, I said, is it going to be okay? And he's like, oh, well, if it's a problem, Amazon will take it back. Amazon doesn't do a very good job packing things. Well, Amazon usually does do a pretty good job packing things. But some things like this one, there was no filling inside here. Let's go ahead and open up and take a look at the trap. As you can see, Amazon did not do a very good job because this was all this little piece of flimsy paper inside here. So if there is damage, we'll send it back, but we'll do a quick examination to make sure it's okay. If it is good, then we'll go ahead and we will set it up. Well, anyway, here is the Amagabelli trap unpacked. It looks like we got a little bit of damage inside the box. Let me show you what I found when I opened it. But inside the box, to let you know ahead of time, there's a little instruction manual that they have inside, and a little gift, 20% gift card if you'll buy another product from this company. So we'll put this aside here. I kind of read over the instructions already. Let me show you a little bit of the damage that we have and some of my observations already just by looking at it. Well, you see this locking mechanism on the back. This is the back door. This is where you're going to let the critter out. Well, this thing, you see, it's really crooked. It was bent at this part, and it was bent inside the box. So the framing was a little bit out of square. I think something laid heavy on the top of it somewhere in the shipping process, I imagine. And again, that's not the problem with the manufacturer, but the manufacturer should have a better way of packing this. This is actually very poor packing. So anyway, this I couldn't figure out at first when I pulled this out to open the back door on here, the back door, the escape for the animal, and I saw that this was all bent. I couldn't get this open at first, and the reason I couldn't get it open is because back on this side, if you'll see when I open it now, if you look, you see right here, this is all no paint on here anymore, because what they did in the construction, what they did is they painted it with this close. When you paint this with this close, every piece of metal on metal it sealed it, and I was wondering why it wouldn't come off. I thought, was I reading something wrong in the instructions? This should, in the manufacturing process, they should have some type of a hook that holds this, and anything inside here that's a movable part should be independent and not connected up, because right here, what's going to end up happening, we're going to get corrosion on this piece right here. Again, hopefully we don't have to use this that often. So what I'll do is I'll bend this and I'll put it back together. Well, let me show you the rest of it, how this actually works. So this is a little hook on the inside. I don't know if you can see the hook, but there is a hook inside. I'll try to get the camera a little bit more aligned here. So anyway, this is the hook. This is where you're going to put your bait on it. Now the hook is connected to this little rod on the top, and this is the end of the rod, and I'll show you how you actually set the bait, open the door up, and lock it to be able to capture your critter. Now the instructions say you lift up this little bar right here, you take this handle and you move it down just like so, then you take the top of your little bait handle and you put it on here like this. So basically what's going to happen, and then of course you put your bait on the bait hook inside here. So this is what's going to happen. Of course this end will be closed. I'm leaving the other end open so I can get my hand inside there. So you put the bait on there, the critter comes in, they see the bait inside there, they go inside this way, they pull on this hook with the bait, and when they do, it should, yep, and that's where you snag your critter. And this cannot be opened again because this little piece right here, it locks into place in the bottom so that the critter can't come back out of that end. And it's as simple as that. So we will go ahead and we will set this up. I just have to find some kind of bait to use inside here, and we'll see if we can catch a raccoon. Now that you've had an opportunity to absorb the information about the trap that we put in the backyard to try to move this pesky critter from this location elsewhere, let's go ahead and look at the results of what happened on the first night. So anyway, let's go ahead and look. I actually put the trap back here by the pond, but the place where they ingress into the site, which is usually, I've caught them coming in through the fence back here, tromping through this little tiny pond. We saw the little footprints inside the pond back here, and what I did was, you can see down here, covered by this piece of PVC, because it was raining when I deployed it, so I didn't want the food to be all wet and nasty. So what I did is I covered it up just a little bit. And I will tell you this, the raccoon came and he got the food that was inside. So we can look right now and you'll see that there is no critter in there and there is no bait, because the raccoon was smart enough to pull the bait off the little hook here without tripping off the gate that closes behind him. So we're going to say, for the first attempt, we're going to say raccoons 1, James 0, but I am not giving up. And the main reason the pesky critter was able to get away with it, I really didn't secure it. I just kind of let it sit on the piece of hook. It was a chicken wing. It was actually the wing part where the bones come together, and I didn't make it stick on that hook very well. So what they actually came in and did, it was just like food waiting for them at a fast food restaurant. They came in, they lifted up off the hook, and they were on their way. Yes, they went on their way, and let me show you where they went to after they got done with their meal on the chicken wing back here. Anyway, tonight we are going to make attempt number 2. I think we will be successful this next time around. We're going to secure some type of bait a little bit better to that hook inside there so it makes them tug at it, and we will see if we don't have better results tomorrow. So hang around for that. Well, anyway, I'm going to close today's video for now because I have a DIY project that I want to share with you. And this will be on a separate video. As you know, the channel is not only set up for building a house, but anything that might interest you, any of the products or things that I have around any of the houses I have, or things that I'm looking at that I'm doing evaluation on, I like to share that with you. And today I have a couple of items that I want to do around the house that I think you might find interesting. So there will be an accompanying episode very soon after this one is closed out, and maybe you might find that of interest to you as well. Well, tomorrow's another day, and we'll see if we don't have better success with the raccoon saga that we have here inside the backyard. So I'm going to close for today, and I will see you probably tomorrow. So anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up, please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You will be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until that time, you have a wonderful and blessed day.